You're watching KOCT Television in Oceanside.
This program is brought to you by the City of Oceanside. The following program does not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, or policies of the City of Oceanside, its elected officials, KOCT, its board of directors, or staff.
I'm Celeste Barbier. Welcome to Oceanside Spectrum on KOCT. The Swell Collective is here. Emily Gonzalez, co-founder and executive director, and co-founder and CFO Mika Hashimoto will tell us all about their Academy Course Centers and the programs that they offer. CEO and President Donnie D and Portia Copeland, Donor Engagement Officer, are here from the San Diego Rescue Mission, which has continued to expand and serve this community for 70 years. Co-founder Alyssa A.J. Junius is here to share all about the Soultry Sisters Art and Wellness Collective. And here to tell us about what's coming up and all the new things at the Oceanside Theatre at the Brooks is Managing Director Alex Goodman and Artistic Director Kevin Blacksburrows. So stay tuned because Oceanside Spectrum starts now. I'm Celeste Barbier. Welcome to Oceanside Spectrum on KOCT. The Swell Collective is here. Emily Gonzalez, co-founder and executive director, as well as Mika Hashimoto, co-founder and chief financial operations officer, will tell us all about their Academy Course Centers and the Waymakers Wellness Retreat. So welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm so excited to meet you and hear more about what you're doing with the Swell Collective.
Yeah.
I would love to hear more about your mission and who you serve.
All righty. Well, we just went through a deep strategic planning effort at the end of last year, and we crafted a new vision for our organization after 7 years of doing this work, where we are imagining a world where resilient people are co-creating a world that is healed and joyful. So diverse people working together to improve their communities and care for one another. It's really important.
I love that idea. Definitely is important. Now, you offer some amazing programs and resources to the community. Can you tell me more about those?
Sure. Our Facilitators Academy is
our primary focus right now.
A program to train and skill up facilitators.
It's a community of care as well. Wellness is at the core of our mission. It's not an aside thing. It's really, interwoven into everything that we do. And we really work intentionally and mindfully to keep that in focus, if you will. And the Facilitators Academy brings together, people from all walks of life and work. And our world needs collaborative leadership and collaborative resources and tools, no matter the sectors or arenas that you're working and moving in. That's true for professional and your playtime as well.
So with the collective and the wellness offerings that you have, can you describe a little bit about what that might include or entail?
Sure. So our Facilitators Academy are courses that are live online and also asynchronous, so online, kind of do at your own pace. And they all fit together, several modules coming together for a certification to be a facilitator and trainer of collaborative leadership in the community. But then we also have events that we host. We have a Waymakers Wellness Retreat coming up in March 17th to 20th in Joshua Tree, where our facilitators get to kind of practice the skills of bringing folks together in community and caring for them.
Yeah.
So where do people sign up?
They can get all their information on our website, swellcollective.org. There's information about the course and some other courses that we offer, and then the retreat as well. And we welcome everyone. Everybody needs rest, no matter what you're engaged in, no matter what communities you're moving in or activating in. People need rest and restoration. So that's really the aim of the retreat, and to bring people together. That's really what we love to do, convene people and community care.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so how can our community help? And what are your fundraising goals?
Thanks. Well, the community can help if the course and or the retreat sound interesting, or both. Definitely sign up to join our course. Yeah. Our next cohort should be open late March. So we're getting interest right now. And the retreat, the information too, sign up for a spot. We have just a few spots left. So we're looking for more of our community members to join us. Yeah.
That's fabulous. So tell us what's your website and social media. How do we follow you, find you, and sign up and do all these wonderful things?
Oh, thanks. Well, the website is swellcollective.org. We're on all of the social media places for sure. Yep.
The Swell Collective will bring us up.
And our fundraising goal this year, we're looking at primarily before the end of May to raise $75,000. Wow. A vast majority of that is going to go towards stipends to make it possible for folks to join the academy who have financial constraints and want the leadership training and the skill set building to come and join us.
So I'm really curious, what inspired you to start the Swell Collective and how did it get its beginnings? What's the origin story here?
Well, it's kind of fun because it's sort of this pan-Pacific story. My partner, John, just retired from the Marine Corps, but we were stationed in Hawaii for 3 years when my daughter was little. And on the plane ride over there, I'm imagining creating a community of women around my daughter and finding community when I arrived in Hawaii, because I was, sort of feeling a little bit untethered moving out of state and, with a young daughter and no family over there. So immediately after not too long, Micah and I met through mutual friends. And
on a camping trip.
On a camping trip. Yeah, on a beach. And we just sort of, we're like, wow, we kind of have this vibe alignment around what we see being kind of our purpose on the planet, which is to heal and create community and really kind of highlight the beauty of our diversity.
Yeah.
It's really great to find somebody who aligns with your goals and that you can work with so well. And I can tell you have an amazing dynamic together too.
Totally. And we didn't know that our community needed it until we started talking about it. But really it began with us. We realized that we needed it and we needed that community. So once we went looking for them, we didn't have to look very far for people who, again, were value aligned and interest aligned and wanted the same. So
that's how the magic happens.
That is how the magic happens.
And it's grown from, we had a blog where we were talking to folks and then we were having some small gatherings of military moms.
In her house. I mean, this all started in her living room.
Yeah.
And we would set up stations. So she was doing planting of plants, with folks while I was doing journaling or some, brief meditations. And we'd all do some stretching together, move our bodies, kind of the brain-body connection and wellness piece. And it just took off from there.
Yep, together.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies. We'll be right back with our next guest.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Welcome back. The San Diego Rescue Mission has continued to expand and serve the community for 70 years. And here to tell us about their many efforts is CEO President Donnie D. and Portia Copeland, Donor Engagement Officer. Welcome back to Spectrum. We're so glad to have you here. You're making so many amazing changes in our community and helping so many men, women, and children who are really vulnerable right now. So tell us more about the San Diego Mission and how you've been helping the community for 70 years.
Yeah, 2025 is actually our 70th year in existence. This is our 70-year anniversary, as a matter of fact, and we plan to do some type of event towards the end of the year where we can celebrate that. But we do have a rich history, and I've been here about 7 years. Portia's been here a little under a year, and we just are so grateful for the rich history that we have. Our founder had a vision to try to help people experiencing homelessness. We started as a soup kitchen, and over the years we sort of evolved into a rehabilitation program. We are convinced that homelessness is a heart issue, H-E-A-R-T. The government would tell you that it's a housing issue, and most San Diegans would tell you that it's a drug and alcohol issue. And I think both of those are issues. We would agree with that. But until you address the issues of the heart, you really can't help somebody walk out of homelessness. And so we're super proud of our programs, of our staff that work really, really hard to try to meet people where they're at and to get them out of their darkness of homelessness.
It definitely takes a lot of heart to do what you do and to work in this this community. And so tell me about the North County Lighthouse, which was honored. Share with us about that.
Yeah, in 2024, we recognized as the nonprofit of the year. The lighthouse is not too far from here. It's just right down the street here in Oceanside, and it is Oceanside's only overnight shelter. And we entered into an agreement with the City of Oceanside. It's a public-private partnership. They own the building. We pay to operate. It's a 100-bed facility. We're keeping it at about 50 or 60 right now until we can build the rhythm and hire the staff and make sure that we have all the systems and processes in place. But it is a lighthouse. It's a 30-day emergency shelter, essentially. And it's a place for people to come and to get off the streets immediately and to address their issues of homelessness through case management. While they're in our 30-day shelter, we help them figure out where they go next. Some go to detox. Some go to a longer-term program. Some get reconnected with family. We feel like it's one of the missing pieces in our approach to homelessness is that we got to better and more specifically address your issues and not one size fits all. And we're not going to give you homework while you're sleeping on the streets. We're actually going to get you inside. Let's eliminate your current crisis of housing, showering, eating, and safety. And let's get you into a place where we can actually help you. The principle is this: when people start feeling like people again, they start acting like people again. And that lighthouse here in Oceanside is allowing us to help people feel like people again.
And that takes a lot of moving parts. It takes a lot of people to make that happen. So I can see how you have to build up to meet those goals. So how can our community, speaking of a lot of people, how can the North County community or people across San Diego County, how can we help support the San Diego mission?
Yeah, I'm going to let Portia answer that question. We have a luncheon that people come to, and there's lots of volunteer opportunities. But maybe you can tell them a little bit about what to expect in those areas.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your question. And I know that people in the community are aware of what's going on, and so they're eager and ready to help. And so ways that people can get involved is through volunteering. We have meal services, 3 meals a day, 7 days a week. So there's opportunities to come in and serve a hot meal to our guests, as well as come and provide an activity. You know, we have small children and families that are there, and so a way for them to feel part of their community. We can have people come in and volunteer, whether it be coloring or any type of activity. And then last but not least, if you go on our website, there's a way to financially support us. We are a shelter that is here in the community, and so any way that you can give, we are open to that opportunity.
So speaking of your website, we want to get those volunteers to come to you and help, because we have a community that has a lot of heart as well. So where is your website? How do they sign up, and where do we find you?
Absolutely. So that's going to be sdrescue.org.
Great. Yeah, so everything, they can sign up, find out all the volunteer opportunities, as well as how to donate to your organization, which is fabulous. The North County Lighthouse was recently honored. Tell us more about what the North County Lighthouse is.
Yeah, it's a 30-day emergency shelter. We call it a lighthouse because we feel like that gives more dignity and it's more enticing for the people who are sleeping on the streets. We don't want them to feel like it's just another shelter. And I think when they get there and they walk in, they know this is something different. It's first class. The city spent a lot of money renovating that. The county, the federal, the state, the different districts all put money in to try to make this shelter first class, and we have the great privilege of operating that on behalf of the city. And it's just a place for somebody to come and us address their issues immediately to try to figure out where you go next. Not everybody sleeping on the street has the same story or the same issue. And when we can get them inside, we can actually help them and actually work with them to get them out of their darkness of homelessness.
Thank you so much for joining us again here. We are definitely so excited for all the things you're helping people with, especially in the winter time and during the season. So thank you so much. And we'll be right back with our next guest.
People couldn't see my potential, so I had to show them.
I've run this place for 20 years. But I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
Today, I'm the CEO of my own company.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Why are we not rethinking this?
I am more.
I'm more
than who I am on paper.
Every day when we walk through these doors, we know exactly why we're here. Our focus is crystal clear. We're here for good, helping. healing, and for more than 100 years, putting our patients at the center of everything we do. From miraculous things to everyday things, we're here for you today, here tomorrow. Scripps Health, here for good. To learn more, call 1-800-SCRIPPS.
Co-founder Alyssa A.J. Junius is here to share all about Soultry Sisters Art and Wellness Collective, their workshops, programs, and their 4th annual Summer Solstice Festival, bringing people together through art and wellness. Welcome. It's so nice to meet you. I heard you and your sister Tony started this organization, so tell us all about it.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. My sister Tony and I started this organization in 2019. We were really inspired at the time to create a space that really reflected our community. We noticed there's a lack of representation and diversity in the arts and wellness industry, and we were inspired to bring our friends together. So we started with a party to celebrate the new year, and ever since then we've created programs to just reflect our healing journey.
That's amazing. I love that, and that you get to work with your sister and literally create sisterhood. And so tell me more about the workshops that you're offering.
Yes, so right now we're really excited because we just received our first grant from the Oceanside Arts Commission to have an ongoing series called Radical Soul Care Series at the Oceanside Public Library. And we're excited because this workshop series is inspired by our foremother, Angela Davis. And she has this famous quote that says, if we're interested in creating change in the world, we must learn how to take care of ourselves. So the Radical Soul Care Series is a learning series where we share different arts and wellness practices with our community.
That's amazing. That's wonderful. Yes. And so you have a big festival coming up, the 4th annual Summer Solstice Festival in June. Tell us all about that.
So our annual festival this upcoming year, the theme is exploring the nature of play. So we'll be having that festival in North County, San Diego, and it'll be June 20th through 22nd, which happens during the summer solstice. So we're really all about aligning our programming with the cycles of nature, as well as in the summertime, everyone wants to be outside and celebrating. And our workshop series, Radical Soul Care Series, and our festival will include workshops that have mindful movement, sound healing, creative expression, crafting, and just a collective party.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Sign me up. Speaking of, how do we sign up? How do we get involved? Where do we find out more about this festival?
So our festival, you can sign up by visiting our website, SoultrySisters.com/events. You can find more information about the festival as well as the ongoing Radical Soul Care Series there. The Radical Soul Care Series is free to the public. So all we need you to do is register so we know how many people to expect. And for our festival, we usually award 70% free scholarships. And so if people want to join our mission to bring arts and wellness to all, you can become a sponsor. So every sponsorship covers a person's ticket to our annual festival. And we offer it on a sliding scale because we want anyone to be able to come. So we don't turn away anyone. We offer it sliding scale because we want it to be affordable and accessible. So whether you are a young college student or someone who's recently retired, we want to make sure that our event is accessible to you.
That's amazing. So all the information, everything that people need to know is on your website. And can you give us that website one more time?
Yes, SoultrySisters.com/events.
Okay. And can we also follow you on socials?
Yes, you can follow us on all socials. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn at Soultry Sisters.
And just so you know, Soultry is Soultry. Soultry Sisters.
Soul care.
Feeding that soul. And I like the play on the solstice as well. So that's you're kind of using all that play in all of your advertising and marketing, and I love it because the soul is absolutely imperative to nourish. That's fantastic.
Yes.
So who are the programs created for with Soultry Sisters?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. Our mission is to empower multi-generational queer people of color and women to live healthy and creative lives.
That's amazing. So are you able to reach that community? Have you been finding ways to impact find them?
So our community is made out of our Soultry mama, our mother, and my younger sister, Tony. And we're able to reach that wide community because we are all of those demographics. And the goal of Soultry Sisters is to reclaim our ancestral healing practices in a communal environment. And what's really important is that part of me and my sister Tony's healing journey was reclaiming our ancestral practices. Because as we were doing, our typical wellness practices, it didn't feel rooted in our background of being Afro-Filipina. And so part of this reclamation has been asking our community, what ways have your family and your heritage healed? And that looks different for everyone. So we welcome everybody bringing their practices to the forefront and not feeling like they need to fit in a certain box or aesthetic. So our communal workshops are very discussion based. We share something and then people are able to share something that comes from their community and we make things together. So everyone always leaves with a token of knowledge, but everyone also feels like they can leave something for the group to think about.
I love how you're bringing diverse communities together to really dive into that healing and that history, and that's beautiful. So thank you so much for joining us today, AJ. It was amazing to meet you. We'll be right back with our next guest.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
Alex Goodman, Managing Director, and Artistic Director Kevin Blacksburrows are here from the Oceanside Theatre Company at the Brooks. They are here to tell us all about the good things happening and what is coming up and what's new. So the Brooks Theater is an amazing theater that we have right here in Oceanside, and you guys always have amazing programs. What's coming up this season?
Well, I'll start. We announced our season for our main stage series. We are starting the season off with a retelling of The Little Mermaid called Once on This Island, set to, in my opinion, better music, a more Caribbean feel, a more islander feel, a little bit of dialect in there, telling the story of, this peasant girl who fell in love with the prince and the money and the division of the two lifestyles. That runs in March, April. Then we start off with, in the springtime, Latin History for Morons by John Leguizamo. It's a one-man show, basically a giant history lesson, but also like comedy and real talk, And then we switch that around to a much more dramatic show called Spring Awakening in the summer, directed by Geraldine Brault, who was an Oceanside native.
So Spring Awakening in the summer. But we're doing Little Mermaid first, and then we got John Leguizamo. We got some big names coming to Oceanside. So you offer subscriptions to the theater, is that true?
That's true.
We do. So you can come to the previews for as little as $54 to see all three shows. Opening nights are a little bit more expensive. There's a little bit more pomp and circumstance with those. Champagne reception, hanging out with the cast before and after the show. And then there's an opportunity to purchase subscription to just the regular season. We show plays Friday, 2 shows on Saturday, and then 1 on Sunday. So a subscription can mix and match any dates that you like. We offer discounts to military, seniors, and students as well. So there's something for everybody at the Brooks.
And there's a special industry night on a Monday night, which normally doesn't happen for everyone. A lot of the actors who are in rehearsals can't see the shows on the weekends because they're in shows. So that Monday is a nice thing for the industry themselves who like to see shows and can't. So
yeah,
it's a nice opportunity.
So it sounds like you guys have a lot of great things going on. And do you have any kind of things that go on between these big shows? Do you have like smaller concerts or special events?
Oh boy.
Yeah?
Yeah, our calendar fills up pretty quickly with rentals or concerts. Six String Society has their own series that comes in about 7 shows a year, if not more. But everything from movie screenings to concerts to improv, dance concerts. Like there's literally something happening every weekend.
Yeah, our youth program is also really robust. So we have a 4-week summer program for kids that culminates in a full-on production. In the fall, we actually have another, it's a 12-week process to go through. So it's after school instead of, during the day where they're there for 6-8 hours. But that also culminates in a full-on production. And then we're also in the schools. So we have after-school programs in 6 middle and elementary schools. So there's a lot of education programming happening as well. And then we have a brand new program that we're calling the Stages program.
Yeah, I call it the TSAP, but he doesn't like that name. It's the Stages Apprenticeship Program. Basically, we're working with CSUSM, Maricosta, and Palomar to bring those students in on a professional stage and a professional environment to work with professionals in the theater, both on stage and behind the scenes. Once on This Island will be the first production we are doing that with. One of our crew members is from CSUSM. It's a full circle moment for me because when I was in high school, I did kind of the similar program with the San Diego Repertory Theater down in downtown San Diego, and it's kind of nice to be a student working with professionals and then turn around to be the same thing, the professional with the students. So it's a nice full circle moment for me.
That's wonderful, becoming the mentor at this stage in your career. And it's wonderful to see all of these things happening right in our own downtown Oceanside, which is just a really growing community. So how do people find their tickets? Tell us about your website, where to find information about what's happening. Where do they go?
For sure. So we have a robust mailing list where people can sign up with their email address and get all of our information straight into their inbox. Our website has a lot of information at www.oceansidetheater.org.
.er.
Right? And then our socials are very active as well. So you can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Instagram, and we're always kind of sharing what's going on. And since our calendar is so full, there's a lot to share. One of the latest things that we have is also we recently received a grant from Las Patronas, which allowed us to purchase a new projector and retractable film screen. So that will allow us to expand our film offerings in all sorts of ways. We've been working with the Oceanside International Film Festival for years and years and years. And so we're looking forward to expanding that partnership and doing a lot more with them. And being able to kind of fill the gap as downtown Oceanside continues to change a little bit. The Regal will be going away. So we're hoping to kind of fill that gap a little bit and continue to offer people ways to connect. And movies are a great way to do that.
Yeah, tell us about the Brooks Theater and the purpose and what you guys are really looking for as far as the community support and how to get involved.
For sure. So the Brooks Theater has been around since 1937, and it's been many things over the years. It started as a cinema, and it's evolved. Oceanside Theatre Company has operated it for the past 14 years. But our mission is to produce professional theater experiences, to provide educational opportunities for youth and adults, and to provide space for the community to advance the arts in all sorts of ways. So we do that with our main stage program, plays and musicals. We do stand-up comedy. We do improv. We do dance offerings. Whatever you think of, anything that could comfortably live under arts and culture can happen at the Brooks.
And out of curiosity, what year was the Brooks Theater opened, and what is the seating capacity in there?
Excellent question. Mm-hmm. So again, we were built in 1937. At the time, it was about a 400-seat theater. A lot has happened since 1937. And so the Brooks currently, we have a 199-seat house. It's very comfortable. There's nobody that's really far away from the stage. Yes, so we've been able to offer film, plays, musicals. Youth programs are very robust as well. For anybody that wants to know more, you can certainly reach out. And then we are looking for volunteers to do everything from usher for our performances to help us paint sets and build costumes for our youth productions. Our advisory board and our board of directors are always growing as well. So there's lots of ways to get involved.
Well, we're certainly looking for some of those Oceanside talents to lend their hand, especially with that
Absolutely,
set design and ushering. So thank you so much, gentlemen. It was really great to meet you and get to talk to you more about the Brooks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching this edition of Oceanside Spectrum with KOCT, the voice of North County, highlighting dedicated, incredible nonprofits whose efforts are making an impact to change our community. If you would like to be a guest on the show, please visit koct.org/ looked at /Spectrum to find out details on how your nonprofit can be a part of Spectrum. Stay up to date with all things North County by visiting koct.org. Thanks and take good care.